of the University of San Francisco.
San Francisco provides the backdrop, and what a beautiful one it is for today's West Coast Conference showdown. Gonzaga visits the San Francisco Dons. Some landmarks right there, St. Peter and Paul Church and Alcatraz. And talk about a landmark legacy. Bill Russell, he had a great career here on the Hilltop, a wonderful pro with the Boston Celtics, but so much more in transforming America. And a very pleasant good afternoon to you. We welcome you to San Francisco. I'm George Devine with Maylana Martin Douglas. And Maylana, we got an exciting matchup. Two of the best guards in the WCC.
Right, and two teams that are coming off of losses on Thursday, and those guards are going to be really instrumental in who wins this game this afternoon.
And if Gonzaga's going to win, Kaylin Trong has got to play a great game. She's had some wonderful games in the past against San Francisco.
She has, and she's really stepped up this year with the absence of her sister. She is one that they'll look to shoot the three. She will take it to the basket. She will also shoot that mid-range pull-up, which is so tough to defend. But what she really does is she's that true facilitating point guard, getting her teammates involved, making sure everybody eats.
And for San Francisco, when they need a big shot, they go to Ioana Kremili. She forced overtime on Thursday with a banker at the buzzer.
Think Steph Curry. The minute she walks in the gym, that's when her range starts. So Gonzaga is going to make sure that they have to guard her. She not only is just a great three-point shooter, but she can take it to the cup, and she can rise up and hit that mid-range jumper, which makes her really difficult to guard. So look for USF to go to her when they need a bucket down the stretch.
Now let's go to a look into our key matchup presented by Nike.
And you see the points, you see the assists and rebounds, they match up really well. But Kaylin Trong actually in WCC play is averaging 17 points a game, so she's really looked up to step up her scoring, and those 5.4 assists, as you mentioned, number 23 in the country, so really a great facilitator. But both of these guards are going to really be that key matchup in determining who wins this game this afternoon.
Yeah, both teams, as you mentioned, trying to bounce back from Thursday losses. Well, Bill Russell did more than hang banners. He helped break barriers across America and around the world. And coming up, Gonzaga takes on his alma mater, San Francisco.
WCC basketball is brought to you by University Credit Union, who invites you to experience the credit union difference. To learn more about the benefits of banking with a cooperative, visit ucu.org today. Federally insured by NCUA. And by Jersey Mike's, be a sub above.
And time for our starting lineups, and they're brought to you today by Cal Hope. For Gonzaga, we talked about Kaylin Trong, but Michaela Williams and Brennan Maxwell are a big part of this lineup, too, for the Bulldogs.
You said it. They bring that other side of it. They're not just a one-headed monster. You've got other people that can score, and Brennan Maxwell and Michaela Williams are definitely the other two that San Francisco needs to watch out for today.
And for San Francisco, somebody who's playing well lately, Jessica McDowell-White at the point. She's asserting herself more as a shooter and a penetrator lately.
Exactly. Well, when you have someone who can score like Kremili, you need someone to get her the basketball, and that's Jessica McDowell-White, and she's just doing a really good job finding her role on this team.
Gonzaga wears the red, San Francisco wears the black, and the Dons win the opening tap. Kremili wants it, and she gets it top of the lane. Lisa Fortier, the Gonzaga head coach with a great reputation for running defenses. Dickey can't hold on to the pass.
No, and starting out in a player-to-player defense, just, you know, forcing San Francisco into just a tough pass, throwing it out of bounds.
Trong handling it for the Zags. Williams, the quick feed to Maxwell. And both teams come up empty on their opening possessions. We're just getting started. Glad to have you with us on this Saturday. A little rainy here in San Francisco. Perfect day for basketball.
Exactly. You want to be inside, let those raindrops fall while we're sitting in here watching a good game for 2 hours.
McDowell-White, her second turnover of the ball game.
I think just starting out, it's a little bit of nerves. Both teams really, really want this win today. Both teams coming off of losses, and, you know, it's super important to have those wins in conference play, and if you're USF, you really want to take down the Zags.
And Gonzaga now tied for first place with Portland, but the Zags do have a tiebreaker advantage. Yvonne Ejim bumps off fellow Canadian Kennedy Dickey, and Cremili comes away with the rebounds.
Some good defense on that play, not picking up the foul, just having your hands up, forces her into a tough shot.
And Valverde working against Trong. McDowell White. And Rathbun the rebound. Rathbun corralled right there, and the jump ball will go to Gonzaga.
Love that second effort by Rathbun. Doesn't just assume the ball's going to go in, gets in there, maybe doesn't come up with the possession, but just that energy is going to be contagious for the rest of her teammates.
And somebody who's an undersized post, who's given up, you know, inches and pounds and all sorts of stuff.
Exactly, and when you give up inches and pounds, you make up for it with heart.
Trong delivers the game's first basket. Trong coming off 16 in Thursday's loss at Santa Clara. Valverde, McDowell White. Now Cremili, guarded by Williams. Dickey sets the screen. And Cremili can't get the roll. Ejim prevails for the rebound. Trong room to work. And a quick rebound by McDowell White.
I wonder if she was almost shocked she was that wide open on the break.
Dickey lays it in. We've got a one-point game. You know, sometimes the ones you have to think about, well,
she wasn't going in there looking to score. It looked like she was waiting for the defense to pick her up so she could pass, and I think it just caught her off guard at the last minute.
So Trong out between the circles. Ejim ready to screen for her. Trong's got room. There's another. Great shot for Trong.
USF just really struggling, taking each other out of the play defensively.
Valverde finds Rathbun. Dons trail at 6-2. Shot clock to 10. Easy takeaway there from Maxwell. Zags have numbers. Williams and Ejim in the right place at the right time, and timeout, San Francisco. So San Francisco to talk things over. Gonzaga out to the quick lead. And we're back after this on the WCC Network. And number 6, the number worn so well by Bill Russell here on the Hilltop and as a pro at the Celtics. And this is a quote from Bill Russell a couple years ago when the West Coast Conference enacted the Russell Rule. It is my hope the West Coast Conference initiative will encourage other leagues and schools to make similar commitments. We need to be intentional if we're going to make real change for people of color in leadership positions in collegiate athletics. I'm proud to assist the WCC. And more from Russell talking about being positive, creating opportunities, being inclusive, and how it's all essential.
It really is. And you just want to make sure that everyone has a chance, right? And that everyone has the chance to have a seat at the table. And I think this is a very impactful rule that everyone should adopt.
And the Russell Rule is pretty simple. In the West Coast Conference, when the conference or a member institution has a significant opening, a head coach and athletic director, they have to consider people from underrepresented groups. It's a lot like the Rooney Rule in the NFL. Here's Cremili in the paint. Langer left open, delivers.
Well, and just the fact that we need a rule like that means we need a rule like that, right?
Yep.
At some point, we're not going to need a rule like that because everyone will have more of an equal playing field. But right now, we need a rule where everyone gets a chance.
Ejim to Trong. Langer changed her plans. Trong resets. And Valverde had the rebound. Gonzaga is so aggressive on the boards. So effective, too. And Lauren Christie tangled up inside. Yeah, we talk about the international flavor of the game. So many countries represented. Lisa Fortier, in her 9th season as head coach at Gonzaga. That record amazing, 226 and 57.
She really has done a great job just stepping in. Sometimes it's hard when you step in for someone like a Kelly Graves, who's had so much success, but she really has done a phenomenal job of picking up the torch and, you know, lighting one of her own.
It's kind of like she grabbed the wheel to a finely tuned race car and just kept it running for Mealy. And Gonzaga will play it off the rebound. San Francisco out to a 2 of 6 start from the floor. Gonzaga 3 of 8. Williams delivers.
Gonzaga just staying super aggressive. You mentioned the boards earlier, but they're attacking, and whether it's off the pick and roll or just off the dribble drive, they're able to get paint touches, and that's really what's allowing them these scoring opportunities.
Crumilli against Williams. Christie screening. And Crumilli buries it.
She really is a bucket. You let her get a look at it. I think Destiny Burton just took her eyes off her for 1 second, didn't have a hand up, and Crumilli was letting it fly.
She's always looking for her shot. Williams has played well so far, gets bumped. We talked to him about the international flavor of this game. Greece is represented by Crumilli. You've got the Scandinavian countries represented by San Francisco, Australia. There you see Molly Gudenbauer has recruited well internationally. Just picked up her 100th win here on the Hilltop. Previously the head coach at UC Irvine. Number of Division II stops as well, but she was a national tournament MVP, Final Four MVP for Stanford 30 years ago.
So I'm dating myself, but I used to watch her like when I was starting to go into high school. She was at Stanford, and I just loved watching her play. I remember Val Whiting was on that team, and they were my favorite college team to watch.
Dickey with the score. I remember when Molly was one of the players you saw at the end of the bench after people like Sonia Henning and Jennifer Razy and Katie Stedding had their great games for Stanford.
Yes, but that she put in her time, and then she came out and became a huge contributor. But that end of the bench guard is really important on those national championship teams.
Yeah, Crumilli with the rebound off the Trong miss. Gales from the top of your screen. Christie flashing. It's like Christie represents England. Grew up outside London.
This really is like the United Nations.
And nothing there. 3:45 to go in the first quarter. Gonzaga with the 3-point lead. Ejim, probably not going to see her shoot a 3. Williams giving it up. Gonzaga's a little shorthanded. Both teams are a little shorthanded. And Christie deflected that rebound, and then it's hard to catch it with your feet.
It is, unless you're a soccer player. But you notice Gonzaga is really mentioned their aggressiveness. They're getting a hand on every single one of those tips, passes, rebounds coming off. They may not come up with it every single time, but just those tips and deflections, those passion plays, those will start to add up.
Esther Little back in there for Gonzaga, replacing Williams, so Williams getting a rest. And here's Dickey. And Crumilli.
You mentioned earlier, what stands out to me about Crumilli, yes, she looks for her shot, but her head is always up. She's not just head down gunning for her own shot. She'll look for her teammates, and if they're open, she'll hit them.
Tron guarded by Jasmine Gales. Works off the screen and delivers. Great shot there. Great job on the screen.
They've been really maximizing their effectiveness off of those screens. USF kind of not getting them figured out defensively yet. Again, defense for Gonzaga. Callie Stokes on that one. Just taking a little bit of a break. We mentioned Crumilli, like Steph Curry, her range starts when she steps in the gym, so you have to have a hand in her face at all times. Take a look at this range again, just deep behind the three-point line. I think the defense didn't think she was going to shoot it, just kind of had their hands down, relaxed, and Crumilli will make you pay.
You have to wonder as a defender, are my hands always up?
Well, against Cormili, yes, they need to be up. At least one kind of interface, just so she doesn't feel like she can just get it, and you have to get it to that shooting pocket. So if she's out there dribbling as the point guard, if you have a hand just out there, she's not going to feel as comfortable bringing it up to let it fly.
Tron getting a rest for Gonzaga. Egypt, beautiful move, gets past Dickey. Little tried to keep it alive, and Cormili and Ejim scrum for the ball.
Had a couple of nice, strong moves off the dribble to her left, just unable to finish on both of them, but eventually those are going to start to fall. The defense for San Francisco needs to keep her in front of them.
Cormili running the point for the Dons with McDowell White on the bench. Alley-oop too high.
You can tell they've worked on those traps. Had that not gone over the hands of the offense, the defensive rotation was going to be there. Peyton Muma just right there would have intercepted that pass.
Yeah, Muma, the freshman's running the point. This is Stokes. And a block.
Gonzaga really getting some offensive production, taking it from that elbow. Just reading the screen. USF still hasn't figured out how to get that guarded. Kind of a little bit of miscommunication, hesitancy, and Callie Stokes recognizes it, takes it right to the basket.
Callie Stokes, a redshirt freshman from Redondo Beach, just south of Los Angeles Airport, shooting 55% on the year.
It just comes down to focus. You know, redshirt freshman getting in there. Just when you get to the free throw line, take a deep breath and knock them down. 55%, you really need more. You kind of want to shoot for 75%, so you don't want to leave any of those points, especially on a strong drive like that, getting to the free throw line.
Gales finds a seam. She's going to the line.
Yeah, it looks like someone just reaching in. Not sure who the foul is on.
First is on Ejim. So Gales has been one of the best 6 players in the conference the last couple of years from Seattle's West High School.
She recognized that opportunity. There was that left side was wide open. It uses that change of speed to hit that hole, and Ejim just reaches out and fouls her.
So Gales on the year, a 75% free throw shooter. She shot almost 80 free throws through 23 games. So she's there a lot.
And that's what you need. Sometimes your shots aren't falling, and you really need to get that offensive production from the free throw line, and you want to stay aggressive. And if she can bring that to her team, that's a great addition.
Muma to Little and deep for Ejim, and a steal for Rathbun. Cormili surveying the floor. What about this? Almost. You know, if you're not used to watching Cormili, you're thinking pass right there. You're thinking pass or penetrate.
I think if you're Gonzaga, you need to know she's thinking shot, so get a hand up.
Dickey will go to the line. And I loved your remark earlier, Elon, about how when she steps in the gym, it's shooting range.
Well, and you have to know that you have a scouting report on her. I'm sure the scouting report is in all caps, shooter, deep range. But take another look at that drive by Dickey. She's had a couple of nice transition buckets and really staying aggressive, putting some good points on the board for USF.
I think one of the keys when you have just a signature shooter like that and everybody gets attracted to her is finding the open people. So you throw a triple team at me, so 2 other people are open.
Well, and I think that's what impresses me is that she's not afraid to pass it. She'll let it go. She keeps her head up. She's looking for her teammates. She just happens to be a phenomenal shooter. Speaking of phenomenal shooters.
Kaylin Tron getting in the distance game right there, and Gonzaga leads it by 4. San Francisco can take an almost last shot here, about a 2-second difference between the clocks. Cormili, guarded by Williams, has got freshened legs after a short bench stay. Oliveira back to Cormili. Cormili tracks a crowd. Gales. And Williams the rebound. Gonzaga's got to push it here. Ejim will launch.
time shot. You said she's not going to shoot the three. Well, she shot a half court.
What a shot to end the first. More fireworks coming up from San Francisco on the WCC network. You don't expect post players to be great three-point shooters, but Yvonne Ejim shows us we're wrong.
She does, and that's the new age post player, but she just gets this outlet, catches it in stride, has the perfect rhythm, and just knocks it down. Nothing but net.
Man, it looks like she does it every day.
She probably does. You know, at the end of practice, it always ends with shooting these deep half-court shots, and she probably has hit a couple in practice, and so she feels confident. Plus, there's nothing that gives you more confidence than having the clock run down. If you miss, you miss. That's not one that is there a lot of pressure, especially after the end of the first quarter.
And Ejim's the kind of player someone like Bill Russell would like. Averages 8 rebounds a ball game, does a lot of the defensive work inside, and creates opportunities for her team.
Exactly. Plays within herself, doesn't try to do too much, but when given the opportunity, will make big plays.
McDowell White is back in there for San Francisco. McDowell White taking on Williams, works off the Christie screen. And Trong with the quick hands. Gales. Folks, one of the WCC's valued partners, Hercules Tires, wants to support mental health awareness by donating $1 for every three-pointer made during this year's men's and women's basketball regular season. The donations will be used to benefit student mental health initiatives conference-wide. Hercules Tires, the official tire of the WCC, and Mental Health Strong. And buzzer beaters count there, too, I understand.
Beaters count. I love these fun in-game little game within the game promotions that they do.
Gales. Well, that's a Gonzaga rebound. Christie forcing the jump ball. But, you know, I think the other thing we saw with that Ejim half-court shot, yeah, it's great she hits the half-court shot, but that's where rebounding is so valuable and getting the outlet moving.
Well, and the defensive awareness, San Francisco, everyone ran back where if they had, you know, had a little bit more clock awareness, they would have kind of just someone standing there and having a hand might have made her miss.
And the Dons throw it away.
Turnovers have been kind of a bugaboo so far for San Francisco, and they have, I think that was their 6th turnover, but what's kind of more of a detriment to them is the fact that Gonzaga has 7 points off of those turnovers. So they're able to turn the turnovers or the mistakes that San Francisco is making into offensive production for them. So it's something that San Francisco is going to have to make an adjustment on.
Williams with the screen from Burton. Trong. And Baum pulls it out. Baum, a great Division II player the last 3 years in Hawaii. Coming here for her final year. Christie. Wow, so aggressive as a defender. Loses her on the screen. Rathbun in deep. A foul on Gonzaga.
A call and a foul on the catch. I guess they said that Brenna Maxwell had some contact to the head. Let's see if we can see it. Good pass, high-low. Yep, on the catch. Just looks like she hit her a little bit. Maybe missed her eye, but still, contact is a foul.
Kind of like those things that hang down on the car wash when you drive through.
Exactly like that.
That's what it was. Here comes three-point shooter extraordinary Yvonne Ejim back into the ball game.
Three-point extraordinaire. Yes, she does it all, doesn't she?
Yeah. You can live with that one for years.
Well, especially if you make it. That's the key. If you're a post player who's shooting the three, you better make it.
Christie works in deep. Oliverda gets fouled. The Little and Christie both played against each other in England.
Take a look at that foul again. Just staying aggressive. Christie, what's impressive to me is how well USF is moving without the ball, and that's what leads to the Valavirda getting to the free throw line and the opportunity for 2 points. But they could have just stopped. Christie could have turned the ball over, but they didn't. Her teammates kept moving, and they're getting an offensive opportunity out of it.
So Valavirda on the year, a 65% free thrower. Dons, the team struggling at the line.
They're starting to defend that high pick and roll a little bit better, USF is.
And a foul on Cremeli. Fans, don't forget to stick around for the University Credit Union halftime show, where we will chat with San Francisco's Ioana Cremeli. We'll also have the Jersey Mike's first half stats, highlights, and more. We got plenty of highlights already.
We have tons of highlights. They're just putting on a show today. Hitting threes, half court shots. What more do you want?
Williams off the inbound, delivers. Michaela Williams from Windward High School, great program in West Los Angeles.
Yeah, Vanessa Nygaard used to coach there. Now Jerica Williams is the new head coach.
Christie lost the handle. Williams there for the recovery. Williams left open. Yes!
Gonzaga just has so many weapons.
So Gonzaga with a run forces San Francisco to call a timeout. The Zags might be running away with it. Williams showing her range on the WCC network. And Bill Russell's legacy and the legacy of so many other greats here at the University of San Francisco on display in the museum here inside War Memorial at the Sobrato Center. This is a new feature. And Bill Russell did a lot of his greatest accomplishments in Boston with the Celtics, first as a player, then as a player coach, the first Black American to be the head coach of a North American Major League franchise.
Yeah, and I think what's so cool is that he's been inducted into the Hall of Fame as a player, but also as a coach. And there aren't very many of them, there aren't very many people to have done that, and it just is a further testament to his greatness.
Well, Gonzaga's really taken advantage of San Francisco's turnovers today.
They really are. They've scored 10 points off of Gonzaga's of USF's turnovers, rather. 7 turnovers by USF, and it's not a ton, but they're happening at very key moments, and then Gonzaga able to capitalize on them.
Dons look to capitalize off the miss by Williams. Gales guarded by Trong. But Gonzaga having a great game from 3.
Anytime you shoot 6 for 10 from three-point line, I think you're going to have a good half.
Valavirda left open. Yes! So Valavirda, her first field goal of the day. San Francisco now 3 of 10 from distance, and again compares to Gonzaga going 6 of 10. Ejim, tough catch, and the foul.
That was a great pass by Esther Little. Just shooting, it's almost like a shot when you shoot that high-low. Let's watch it again. Ejim does a great job of just walking her defense up the lane, and Little puts it right where only Ejim can get it. And because she's got her defense on her back, she's able to finish that play because she can see the help in front of her, knows she has the open shot.
And Ejim is so valuable as a post. Not only does she score in those plays, but she shoots almost 80% at the line.
She does, and she's such a tough person to deal with on the offensive rebounds, and she'll get in passing lanes defensively. So she's just an all-around player.
Gales off the head fake. Great steal by Trong. Gonzaga, remember that 10-1 advantage off San Francisco turnovers. Williams. Yes!
Michaela Williams is another one who's really stepped up and hitting those open threes when the USF defense kind of gets, they all sag in or they have a little bit of a miscommunication. Michaela Williams is stepping up and knocking them down.
Cremeli. And Trong picks her pocket. Gonzaga has not lost to San Francisco since 2017. They've got a lot of streaks like that in the WCC.
They do, and those are tough streaks to keep going. When you have a target on your back, it's not like the team says, oh, we're only playing Gonzaga. You get every team's best effort. So for that to be the case, it just is a testament to how good all these Zags teams are.
Well, the Zags extend the possession off the Trong miss. Trong, it's a little. Oliveira giving up a lot of size right there.
Well, and Esther Little wisely takes her in the post, but as a post player, you've got to get the ball up near your ear right away. There's really good defense. When you are going up against someone who's smaller than you, you have to get the ball up above your shoulders as quickly as possible, or what's going to happen is what you saw right there. The smaller person is going to just tip it out of bounds on you.
So Cremili working on Williams. Cremili's been quiet lately. McDowell White is open. And Trong's got the rebound on the go. And nothing there from Maxwell. Oliveira beats the crowd. Rathbun will go to the line.
I think the other thing that's sticking out about the game so far is that Gonzaga's not giving USF a lot of second opportunities. They're doing a good job. You saw Kaylin Trung boxing out and getting that rebound, but you see that foul by Michaela Williams, sending them to the line. USF getting good opportunities at the free throw line. If they can knock these down, then it can help keep them in this game.
Well, fifth-year grad student Abby Rathbun at the line from Moses Lake, Washington. So many great players in the West Coast Conference, especially on the women's side, have come from Washington.
Yeah, well, you've got, you know, an environment where they love basketball. They're in the gym all the time shooting. You've got a ton of great shooters coming out of the state of Washington. And it's neat to see them stay home and go to places like Gonzaga or UW or Washington State and play in front of their hometowns.
And I think weather plays a role in that. Williams. Dickey with the steal. I mean, Williams comes from a place where you play outdoor sports, Los Angeles.
Yes, exactly. I'm from down in Southern California, so there's a lot of different things that we do. And, you know, you don't have to be, during the wintertime, just holed up in your gym. I remember Brenna Maxwell, they did a story about her where she had it set up in her garage, and she had to shoot it with a certain amount of arc because the ceiling was low, and that's all she did. She just sat in there and just shot, and shot. And I think it leads to, you know, people from the Pacific Northwest being really good shooters.
Trong from Texas, another girls basketball hotbed, missed that shot. McDowell White. Dickey open, delivers.
Dickey has really been a bright spot offensively for USF, whether it's taking it to the basket or hitting those threes. She really has been a go-to when they need some offensive production. She is dialing it in.
So get a look here. San Francisco running its offense.
And again, that comes off of the offense staying aggressive, getting into the paint, and then drawing the defense, kicking it out to Dickey. She's got the hot hand, knocks it down from the corner.
Everybody's wearing the number 6 shirts this weekend. All 20 teams in the West Coast Conference. 10 men, 10 women's, all wearing the 6 shirts on the bench.
And us.
And us.
We're part of it. I think it's amazing. I think it's awesome. I'm going to definitely be saving this shirt and wearing it around. You know, just Bill Russell has just done so much, not just for basketball, but for just our society. And so it's fun to be able to honor him, and for it to be across the entire WCC is really special.
They call this building the house Bill Russell built. San Francisco didn't have a home arena until after the 2 national championships in the mid-50s.
It's just amazing how much, you know, sport can change something.
And right down the street, the old St. Ignatius High School, my father went there. He remembers the Dons would come in and practice, but since it wasn't their building, Bill Russell and company got kicked out for PE classes. They practiced in church basements, but Bill Russell's accomplishments, Casey Jones, Mike Farmer, enabled this building to be constructed.
Could you imagine that happening now?
McDowell White. Yeah. Used to play at old Kezar Pavilion, which is 100-something years old. Wasn't then, is now. Gonzaga up 9 as we approach halftime here in San Francisco. And Valverde with the steal. Gonzaga almost stole it right back.
And you see the difference between that pass and the one earlier by Little. Just a little bit more loft on the pass would have allowed that to get into Ejim instead of being a turnover.
Dowell White finds Latu. Dickey. And a foul.
That was good, aggressive attack by Dickey. Let's take a look again. I think it wasn't a charging foul because the defense was still moving their feet. Dickey may have dropped her shoulder, but that's also, she's behind the basket. So when you have to get into a scoring position, you can kind of initiate that contact. You see again, the defense is still moving their feet. It looks like she dropped her shoulder, but it wasn't aggressive. It was within the flow of the play. And because she's behind the basket on that baseline, she is entitled to that space.
All of a sudden, we've witnessed a 7-0 run by San Francisco.
That happens. This game is a game of runs, and San Francisco always plays Gonzaga really tough. And so I don't look for them to just lay down and let them have this easy W.
Zags have missed 5 shots in a row. And McDowell White trying to create an opportunity here. Dickey for the finish. Too hard.
That was tough. Just her momentum. It was a nice pass, nice movement without the ball. Good opportunity, just not able to knock it down.
Strong. And Gonzaga breaks that 0 for 4 string.
Beautiful pass by Trong and nice touch by Little.
The trick around the basket, soft at the right times, hard at the right times.
Yeah, it's tricky. Sometimes when you get in there, sometimes your best shot is a high loft off the backboard to kind of take some of that motion off of the ball.
4 to shoot for San Francisco. They're looking for the right touch. Latu. And San Francisco trying to keep it alive. Cremili to beat the buzzer. Just short.
We tied. Thought we were going to have another buzzer beater.
So Ioana Cremili and San Francisco have a tall task trying to come back down at the half to Gonzaga. Gonzaga's lit it up from distance. The Dons have answered. And our University Credit Union halftime show is coming up on the WCC network. And welcome back to the University Credit Union halftime show. Gonzaga leads at the break by 9. And Andy Katz had a chance to learn more about Ioana Cremili and her dynamic shooting. And we'll go to Andy.
Welcome, everyone, to a WCC chat. I'm Andy Katz. Pleased to be joined by San Francisco's Ioana Cremili. She has had an outstanding career thus far at USF. Coming off that 74-68 victory over Santa Clara last Saturday. This week, the Dons play the second and first place team, Portland and Gonzaga. How are you guys going to get this done?
It's going to be a really big week for us. We have already started preparing for Portland and, of course, for Gonzaga. First game is Portland. We lost to them on their home court. So, we're trying to learn from our mistakes and be better this time.
Bottom line is you are a 2-time defending WCC scoring champ. Making that transition to this level of basketball, how were you able to make it so smoothly for the most part, because you have been able to score at this level?
I think it's mostly my teammates, because I've been playing with them for 4 years now. They know where to find me. They know how to set me screens. So I think it's how my coaches put me in a position to be successful, and also that my teammates work really, really hard to find me and make me be open. So I have some easy looks. But yeah, I think it's mostly the way we play. I can have some easy looks.
All right, so you guys have had back-to-back postseason appearances in the WNIT. What's it going to take in a month's time to get to the NCAA?
I think we're looking every game early, and we want to focus every week on the team we are playing against. I think this year we have a really good chance to go to the NCAA tournament. But I think play how we have been practicing and how we have learned playing with each other for 4 years that I'm here, and believe in us. And I think we can do it. Why not us?
This is Bill Russell Recognition Week. Obviously, the most famous USF alum of all time, number 6, iconic figure, Hall of Famer, civil rights activist. But just since you've been there, what have you heard of what the name Bill Russell means to San Francisco?
I think it's a big honor that he was playing at USF, and the fact that we get to play at USF right now, it's a big honor for us, just to be thinking that he was at some point he was playing on the same team, like on the same court as us. And everybody at USF and everybody on the WCC has a big respect for him. He has done a lot of things for USF, and not only for USF. So I think it's a big honor for everybody.
Well, Ioana, I appreciate it. Keep doing what you're doing. Big week ahead for the Dons. Thank you.
Thank you.
By Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength by visiting HerculesTires.com. And by Nike, a proud partner of the WCC.
And welcome back to our second half of action, the Dons Spirit Squad. And the Dons down 9, but Gonzaga will have the ball to get things going here.
We'll see if they cooled off at all at halftime, shooting that 63% from the three-point line, but look for them to kind of try to pick up where they left off with those high pick and rolls.
Ejim works so well in the lane. 46% overall for Gonzaga. It's crazy. Teams shoot better from the outside than they do from everywhere else.
Well, I think when you have a player like Ejim inside, the defense has to respect her, and so you wind up having them sag in. Help is a little bit deeper in the paint, which leads to open three-point shots.
Foul on McDowell-White, her first. Ejim working it around. Kaylin Trong having a great first half as well. She's been so essential to Lisa Fortier's club this year.
She has. She's been a master on utilizing that high pick and roll, just stepping behind, knocking shots down, finding her open players.
Brenna Maxwell scoring there. Transfer portal arrival from Utah. Played for Lynn Roberts, who coached at Pacific when they came to the WCC.
And she's had a tremendous career at Utah. It's fun. I've had the pleasure of calling her games over the last few years, watching her as a freshman and just seeing the player that she's grown into. And it's fun to see her, in that next step of her journey at Gonzaga.
Rathbone takes the inbound for Mealy. Got 7 points today. Make it 9.
That was a great shot, but also a great screen to spring her player open by Abby Rathbun. Just smart heads-up play to get Cormealy that open look.
Little trying to thread the needle.
Talk about Rathbun doing a great job doing the little things offensively, did the little things defensively, gets back, breaks up that play.
And the baseline can be such a potent passing area. 3 ball, nothing there from Maxwell.
Especially with Little, she's got those long arms wrapping around, trying to get it to Ejim.
While you watch the West Coast Conference, action, you can join the conversation using the hashtag WCC Hoops for the latest news, scores, and more. Follow WCC Hoops on Twitter. There several times a week. Williams. And Cornelie called for the travel.
That's unfortunate. Just getting down on the ground, trying to make something out of that play. Can't roll with the basketball. You're going to get whistled for the travel.
Langer will check in for San Francisco. But sometimes when you're on the floor, you know, your momentum just carries you into that role. Ejim in traffic. Great recovery by Little. Trong delivers.
She's been delivering all night. Whenever they need a big shot, if she's open, she's going to hit it.
Trong is 15 on 5 of 7 from distance. Here's Kennedy Dickey trying to split defenders. Little wants to run the break.
Great poise by Little.
Ejim, a lot of room, scores it.
They were tangled up. Just that concentration by Ejim. She's dealing with Abby Rathbun all over, but able to grab the basketball and finish.
McDowell White to Rathbun. And the foul.
Great use of the body by Abby Rathbun. Gets into the defensive space of Little. But let's check out that kick out by Ejim. Great move by Esther Little to kick it over to Trung, and then Abby Rathbun makes a pay. Just that contact. Little tries to block the shot, and that's what winds up making her pick up the foul. If not, it would have been 2 points by Rathbun, but because she swings down, I tell my daughter all the time, don't swing. You can't block the shot while the ball's in the player's hand. Well, Little gets whistled for a foul.
I tell my daughter, keep your hands up for a rebound. That's what I tell her.
Maybe I should try that one.
Be ready for the pass. Be ready for the rebound. Ejim from the elbow. And Gales the rebound for San Francisco.
You gotta love Ejim's ability to stay with the ball handler in transition. It's not every day you see a big with that ability to move laterally.
Run. Williams has been effective today. Maxwell, Trong again. And Ejim for the putback. And the ricochet stays with Gonzaga. And the Bulldogs extending the possession. Ejim, another offensive board. And this time Rathbun collects it for San Francisco. Dons have Gales up ahead. And Cornelie can't thread it. Trong. Maxwell. Yes!
Maxwell knew exactly what she wanted on that break. She wasn't breaking to the basket for a layup. She was getting her feet set. Trong knew exactly what she wanted. Hits her for the 3. Pretty basketball.
Yeah, the Zags moving it well in transition. San Francisco trying to keep this game from slipping away. And Trong, another turnover for San Francisco. And another basket for Gonzaga.
Trong is just such a difference maker, able to pick up the turnover on the defensive end, but the wherewithal to use that basketball IQ, draw the defense, takes it, doesn't pass it, just gets her off balance, knocks it down.
You're looking at Yerba Buena Gardens and the Moscone Convention Center in San Francisco, and it's time to take a look at our Ticket Smarter WCC scoreboard. Everybody's in action today. Pepperdine already a winner. San Diego leading over BYU. Portland looking good against Santa Clara, and St. Mary's and LMU just getting started in Los Angeles.
Yeah, it's great action, getting ready. They just started the second half of conference play, and that Portland-Santa Clara game, keep an eye on that for tiebreakers, and it's just, you know, fun basketball to watch. If you're a basketball junkie, you know, pay attention to those scores.
Santa Clara has 3 wins against the top 4 teams in the conference. Playing really well under 7th-year head coach Bill Carr. Don's trying to come up with something here. Down by 16. Baum off the head fake. Shot clock's down to 6. Langer elevates, and Little rebounds.
Gonzaga just not giving up any second chance opportunities for USF. They're just being a monster, dominating those defensive rebounds.
Maxwell off the screen from Little. Long's had the hot hand from distance today. She can hit that one too.
She's had the hot hand from pretty much everywhere. She's had the hot hand defensively. She's had the hot hand shooting. She's had the hot hand with assists and decision making. She's just a phenomenal player.
She had 17 points and 9 assists when these two teams met in January. And Kia Valavirda breaks through for San Francisco. That pauses a 7-0 Gonzaga run. Bomb to Gales. And the score.
Jasmine Gales able to hang in the air just that split second, avoids the block by Little, able to finish. That's the big difference maker in that transition play.
Maxwell. And a blocking foul. Maxwell will go to the line when we come back, but great play here by San Francisco.
Yeah, just able to push in transition. More of this when we come back.
And Bill Russell dominated the lane for San Francisco back as a player. 20 points a game, 20-plus rebounds a game, an 11-time NBA champion, 5 times the most valuable player in Olympic gold. That's a pretty good career.
I think it's a phenomenal career, but I think the biggest thing that I love about Bill Russell is he was that Mamba mentality, that Kobe Mamba mentality before Kobe. His mindset was just what set him apart, and, you know, it wasn't just on the court, it was off the court as well, and just the change that he was able to make for society is just so impressive.
You know, and a little unknown fact about Bill Russell, he went to McClymonds High School in Oakland. He was a dominant player there, but he was cut from the JV team his sophomore year. His senior year, the playmaking guard on the team was a guy named Frank Robinson. Frank Robinson went to be the first African-American manager in Major League Baseball. 2 pioneers on the same club from the same high school. It's a great story.
It is, and you know, it goes to show you those two probably had a great impact on each other.
And Ejim with the rebound. Trong handling it. Trong had 19, her career high against San Francisco, 21. She's played well in the last 3 games against the Dons, including last year's WCC tourney. Ejim fouled. So Bill Russell played on a Northern California high school basketball all-star team in the early 50s. We're going to look at this replay first.
You just see Ejim dealing with the double team all night. Both players kind of get some contact. I think the defense wanted that offensive foul, but no, you can't. When she's going up for the basket, you can't hit her with the body. They almost let it go, but I think because she missed it, they called the foul.
That team played something like 55 games in 50 days. The basketball coach at my high school was Bill Russell's roommate. They were both on the All-East Bay team. And he said, yeah, you know, Bill always said, rebounding is about where you stand on the floor. Doesn't matter how high you can jump, you got to anticipate where the ball's going to be, and you got to be in the right place.
I think he's exactly right. There's timing, there's anticipation, and it's not always the person who can jump the highest that gets the rebound. Jumping high can help you if you're a little out of position, but that anticipation and thinking the game really will put you in the best position to grab a rebound.
Bill Russell, such a pioneer, such a person with a worldwide impact, and an incredible smile, too. He gave the Celtics and Brad Auerbach a lot of reasons to smile. The 11 championships.
It's funny you say that. I think my favorite thing about Bill Russell was his laugh. He laughed with his whole body, and you could tell, like, he really was genuine, and it was just amazing. If you've ever heard him laugh, you know, you'll remember it because it's very unique, but it also is very warm, and you know that you hit a funny bone for sure.
And Kaylin Trong with the rebound. Also a connoisseur of crossword puzzles.
He and Kareem probably got along really well.
Williams out of the corner. Right up at the bottom of your screen. Ejim bails her out. Ejim wishes she had that one back, but if you got to miss one of those and hit a half-court shot at the buzzer, what would you rather have?
Probably the half-court shot.
Yeah, me too.
That is something that she can add to her game. That jab and that knockdown jumper from the free throw line will really make her dangerous.
Big shot for Dickey, gets the Dons back within 15.
It's good to see her getting back involved in this third quarter. She had a great first half, really keeping them in it offensively, and so look for her to step up again to finish the quarter and to finish the fourth.
Both teams look for the weekend split. Gonzaga lost at Santa Clara on Thursday night. Strong thought about that. And she takes this one, and Ejim will have a chance at the line.
I think if you're Trong and you have someone like Ejim underneath the basket, it just gives you that much more confidence to let it fly, because even if you miss, you know you've got a pretty high percentage rebounder down there to bail you out. And she did just that on that play.
And you know, sometimes if you have a soft miss, it turns into a pass.
It does, and credit Trong's soft miss, because a lot of times she shot it from really deep, and when you shoot deep threes, a lot of times you'll have long rebounds, but that one was really soft off the rim. Ejim jumps up, grabs it, earns herself a trip to the free throw line.
Esther Little returns.
So Esther Little is back for Gonzaga. You get a good look at Kennedy Dickey for San Francisco and Stokes for Gonzaga. So 55-38, Gonzaga in charge. They won by 11 back in January in Spokane. Gales.
Nice aggressive take to the basket by Gales off the bounce. Protects it, doesn't let that help side defense get a hand on it, able to finish.
Wrong. Yes.
She was just unconscious today. You give her just a little bit of space and she's gonna make you pay.
And the Dons answer with Jasmine Gales.
She's come in and brought some great energy for USF. Hitting that little jumper off the glass, and now the three.
25 for Trong. Kaylin Trong from Jersey Village High School in Houston. 18-point Gonzaga lead. San Francisco can play for an almost last shot here. This is where Ejim burned the Dons in the first quarter.
Yeah, they missed, and Ejim got the outlet, able to hit it from half.
Gales. 2 to shoot. Draws the foul.
I love how she's been playing these last few possessions. She's coming in, being that spark defensively, but really staying aggressive offensively. Hits a 2, hits a 3, and now getting to the free throw line. I think she's trying to hit for the cycle.
Well, the Dons will get Jasmine Gales to the line. Gales has come off the bench to score 8 today. She's 1 of 2 at the line in 17 minutes for Molly Gudenbauer's squad. You know, one of the things I've liked about Gales watching the Dons over the years, she's a great complement to Cremili. They kind of offer a change of pace as outside scorers. And anybody's ball here, and that will end the quarter, but we've seen some great three-point shooting here in the third.
We have a lot of Kaylin Trong just hitting a long 3, but here we get to see Jasmine Gales knocking it down. And one of many today by Kaylin Trong. Let's see if she can knock some more down.
Today's WCC action is brought to you by Ticket Smarter, proud to be the official ticket resale partner of the WCC. Nothing beats the power and excitement of live events like Ticket Smarter. Visit ticketsmarter.com today. And by Cal Hope. Visit calhope.org today for free mental health help.
And fans, March Madness is right around the corner, including this year's University Credit Union West Coast Conference Basketball Championship in Las Vegas. Visit WCCSports.com for the matchups, brackets, and everything you need to know for this year's tournament in Las Vegas. Always fun. Single session tickets are available. You can go right there to the code on your screen to find out more. This is the 15th year for the WCC in Las Vegas. A big upgrade from what the conference used to do in campus arenas.
I coached in the WCC during those years where you were in campus arenas. I think I have a couple of WCC towels, maybe a chair.
I've got some confetti in one of my equipment bags. Gale's left open. The confetti's always fun. Fun for the team cutting down the nets.
Yes.
Gonzaga's cut down a lot of nets in conference tournaments. 9 WCC tournament champions. 16 regular season in 17 years. And you can scan a QR code here. You'll see it on your screen in a moment for tickets to the West Coast Conference Championships in Las Vegas. Get you set up. There you go, right there. Scan that, and we'll see you in Las Vegas.
Yes. It's amazing that you can do that nowadays. Just scan it. Pull out the camera on your phone, point it at it.
And then you throw in that you can rewind the live TV at home in case you miss it. You don't have to ask your buddy, hey, what happened? Vermeile's been quiet in the second half.
Well, I think credit the Zags defense. They're just all over her. They're not letting her, they're not going underneath screens. They're going right over the top with her, and she's not getting those open looks.
McDowell White gets it away from Little. But Williams is there to answer. She can walk to this one.
She didn't. She pushed it out as fast as she could, but that defense in transition, the Zags able to get in those passing lanes and take away those offensive opportunities have just been a killer for USF.
Nothing there for Valverde. And Gonzaga up by 19. Make it 22.
Such a quick release by Brenna Maxwell in transition. Defense flies by. She knocks it down.
The San Francisco calls the timeout. Brenna Maxwell and Gonzaga dominating this afternoon. Zags try to stay atop the conference behind Maxwell and company. And you can catch our next WCC broadcast. This is next Thursday when St. Mary's, the men's team, heads to Los Angeles to square off against LMU. Randy Bennett just picked up his 500th win in Moraga. But that is Thursday night here on the WCC network. You can also go to WCCSports.com, check where your favorite team is playing and how to watch them, how to listen to them, how to follow them.
Yeah, well, you've got the number 18 team in the country, and you want to go check them out, especially if you're in the LA area. Go check them out in person.
And LMU, a very user-friendly venue, not a lot of stairs, easy parking. Dickey. And a big rebound for Williams, but taken away by Latu for San Francisco. Here's Cremele. And Ejim's got the rebound. Ejim 7 rebounds to go with 14 points today.
Gonzaga just so tough to beat, but so confident and poised. They don't do too much. They play within themselves, share the basketball, and I think that's what makes them such a tough team to beat.
Ejim love for the travel.
Number 1, Lauren
Still won't trade that possession for the shot at the buzzer.
Well, definitely not that one.
Yeah.
But, you know, they're not bad possessions. They're taking the shot clock down. They're wasting a lot of time off the clock. If you're Gonzaga, you have the lead. You want to get as much time off the clock on each offensive possession as you can.
And here is Christie losing the handle. And you're coming off an emotional loss, a very exhausting game. And the Zags did have a 13-3 run in the closing minutes at Santa Clara in route to the loss, but, you know, you're not exerting people too much in a game like this.
Exactly, and I think Gonzaga is just a little bit deeper, too, than San Francisco is, and they've got more people that can score, and so the fatigue factor isn't as big of a player for them as it is maybe for the Dons.
We'll get a good look at Ejim right there from Calgary, Alberta.
One of the many different countries represented here today with this game.
The Westminster democracy is represented well. England, Australia, Canada. Christie from England. And Langer knocks it down from the corner. Langer coming from Rungsted, Denmark, right near Copenhagen, the capital.
Great ball movement by the Dons on that play to find a wide open Langer for three in the corner. Just making it look really easy.
And Trong with a rare miscue.
It looks like San Francisco's a little bit more comfortable off the pass than they have been off the dribble, where a lot of their turnovers have come when they're driving to the basket or off of the pick and roll. But as you can see on that play, just smart, solid passes leading to an easy three.
Latu off the head fake, and Ejim the rebound.
Ejim is just such a dominant force in the paint. Nothing easy, and then no second chance opportunities. She's just been great on the defensive boards.
Williams working it quickly to Trong, bottom of your screen. Ejim challenging Christie. Beautiful reverse look.
And just using that jab step series, able to get the defense just a little bit up on that shot fake, takes it to the rack, but then using that length, those long arms to finish at the rim.
There's Kremili. Latu to Christie. And the Zags nearly forced a turnover. Latu. Yes. Latu, an all-state junior college player, a year ago at Skyline College in San Bruno.
Great hustle by Christie to keep that alive. Thought she might have turned the ball over, but dives on the ground, able to have the wherewithal to kick it out to her teammate, who's able to knock down the jumper.
Ejim, tough catch, beautiful feed, and the foul.
They're fired up on that one. We talked about Ejim being a scorer, but shows off some passing skills. Let's see that one again. Pay attention to the recognition. Just that little head fake gets the defense coming at her and doesn't force it, drops it down to her teammate who's going to the line for the three-point play.
Ellie Stokes, a chance to pick up her 5th point of the afternoon, and she's perfect. 2 of 2 at the line today. Ejim showing she can do everything. Rebound, pass, score from half court.
that's a skill in and of itself, right? The half court.
But you know, you were talking earlier about how college basketball teams practice that. Kremili whips it into the corner. Latu open again. Rebound out to Trong. But that's sometimes the best part as a fan, to go to a college basketball practice, especially the pregame shoot-around. And the teams will play music, and they'll count it down. They will have a lot of fun shooting those. Trong delivers. Trong, a new career high.
She has just been unconscious. Everything she throws up goes in. It's almost like that movie Pleasantville, where they just, anything they shoot just goes right in the basket. She's just having herself a day.
Gales with the finger roll. Trong, we mentioned a new career high. She's got 27. She has played well against the Dons back to the second meeting of last year. Last year, she came off the bench most of the time. Her twin sister, Kaylee, served as a starting point guard, but she's out with an injury.
Well, imagine the two of them when Kaylee comes back.
Williams delivers.
Williams has been really impressive today, getting it done on the defensive end, playing. She's drawn that tough assignment of staying in front of Kremili all game, but also showing up offensively, knocking down some big threes.
Kremili to Latu. Here's Gales trying to burrow through the lane, and Latu is going to go to the line. Trying leads to a new career milestone right here.
Able to, again, do it like she's been all night, off of that high pick and roll, recognize where the defense is, with that career high in points with 27 and three-point field goals, 7 for 12, and on that last possession, throw in a charge to boot.
And Williams with 19 points. That's a season high for her. Williams just short. Ejim. And the putback, the grab by Marina Hernandez. Gales with a big shot there. Gales with 14 for San Francisco.
Gales has had a very good game today, just playing within herself, bringing that spark off the bench. Great ball movement on that last possession.
Strong from way deep. Williams, big rebound. Ejim. Easy pass. Stokes with the score. Well, Callie Stokes right there.
A 30-second timeout.
And Williams having a great ball game. Let's take a look right here at what she's done today. This is our Hercules Tire strong move of the game. Let's go a little deep inside of this.
We see not just offensive, but that block by Williams, that Hercules strong move of the game, just saying, get that out of here. This is my house. No easy buckets in the paint. Great block by Michaela Williams.
Hercules Tires ride on our strength. And for Williams, Gonzaga's ridden on her strength today. 17 points, 6 boards, and the 1 block. Such a deep team for Gonzaga. And they're short right now. Eliza Hollingsworth, who usually starts, is out in concussion protocol.
And that really would make just a huge difference. But Michaela Williams and the rest of the Zags getting it done defensively. They're forcing turnovers, but they're really capitalizing on those turnovers by putting the ball in the bucket on the offensive end.
Hernandez. Let's bring Ayakita into the ball game. And a roll for her. Latu, as we're into stats time.
Personal foul, Gonzaga, number 0.
Gonzaga will get the split this weekend.
Credit the Dons for staying aggressive. There's so many things that you can continue to work on, even if you're down and, you know, the score maybe is showing that you probably are not going to get back in this game, but this is an opportunity to work on things against someone other than yourself in practice. You can work on offensive out-of-bounds plays, you can work on blocking out, you can work on all kinds of things. So getting different people in to get some minutes and get your starters some little bit more time on the bench this time is crucial.
Lisa Fortier, Gonzaga's head coach, calls the timeout to shuffle lineups, and Williams is going to get a curtain call from her bench.
Yeah, definitely not from the fans. Well, maybe a few, but she's had a really good game today, and the bench is showing their appreciation.
Zag Nation travels well.
Yes,
especially to Las Vegas for the conference tournament. But a lot of Gonzaga alumni live here in the Bay Area, and they get 4 chances a year, 8 between the men's and the women's team, to see their Bulldogs.
I think that definitely is something that, you know, is important when you are on the road. It's always fun to see that familiar face, and, you know, it's fun to have someone cheering for you.
Hannah gets rejected. Well, Bill Russell Recognition Week across the West Coast Conference, and he helped not just elevate the University of San Francisco, but elevate the West Coast Conference. There's a look at the National Championship Trophy won by Russell. The Dons won 2 of them in the mid-50s, 55 and 56.
It's amazing. It looks a little bit different now, but it's still fun to see those and just see the impact he's had on this game.
And on our world.
Yes.
I mean, my first exposure to Bill Russell was through stories from my father and some of his friends who had seen him play in the 50s. And then as an NBA... And, you know, seeing, you know, reading stuff, it was a lot of fun. Learning about him, putting West Coast basketball on the map, too.
Yeah, that's something that West Coast basketball needs. They always need that marquee player, that draw, you know, something to make the East Coast people want to stay up past midnight to watch games. And, you know, it's great to see someone like him when you turn on your TV or when you come out to watch a game. He just was ahead of his time and so much fun to, you know, watch, play the game, but also see the impact.
Gonzaga is going to improve to 12-1 in West Coast Conference play, pick up its 22nd win of the year. The 17th ranked Bulldogs come in and dominate here in San Francisco. And for the San Francisco Dons, they're heading out on the road next to St. Mary's and Pacific. Kalen Trong, a great ball game today. So very happy Zags. And they've had a great afternoon here on the Hilltop. So they're heading home for a showdown with Portland, one of the first place teams.
Yeah, and that's always a big rivalry there, and so them picking up the win here makes that game even that much more important.
So today's WCC action brought to you by our sponsors. We're glad to have them on board with you. Also glad to salute the legacy of Bill Russell. These players carrying on his legacy today and every day. So that's what's happening. Gonna look right here.
Gonna see Kalen Trong. Not lots of three-point shooting. Great game today, especially by Zags.
Kennedy Dickey for San Francisco. And how about that? We thank you for joining us this afternoon. For our entire crew, my partner Maylana, Martin Douglas, I'm George Devine. Thanks for joining us today on the WCC Network. We hope to see you again soon.